So in our continuation of the Atlantic African regions in Nigeria, we're on to the region that specifically houses the middle belt of the country. Known for being the buffer zone between the densely populated north and south, and being the location of the capital Abuja, this area is mountainous, rocky, savanna-like, and very sparsely populated. Characteristics pretty much similar to the Gurga and Sigirma peoples that I've talked about in earlier videos. Of course, another similar characteristic is that they also have numerous people groupings, such as the Baji, Igala, Idoma, Nupe, Tiv, Jukun, Birom, and many others. And here, apart from the Nupe kingdom bordering Oyo, the Igala kingdom right above Igbo land, and the multi-ethnic Warfara confederacy centered in Taraba state, the vast majority of peoples in the middle belt lived in small-scale societies, where they practiced animism connected to the land, tattooing and scarification, and had government systems and inheritance centered around patriarchs. Starting in 1500 BC and probably earlier, we start to see urban centers and artistic expression pop up in the region, with middle belt kingdoms such as Nupe being able to establish relationships with those further up north such as Kanamborno, allowing them to grow rich and control states further south such as Yoruba Oyo. However, that all changed during the 1600s when Oyo finally beat Nupe and the Warfara confederacy started to disintegrate, thanks in large part to the lucrative trade with Europeans in the Bight of Benin and Biafra. This ultimately led to a shift in trade relations, with those in the middle belt now having to rely on the Igbo Arochukwu trading diaspora and Oyo frenemies for access to the coast. Their positioning, however, was a blessing in disguise, because it meant minimum contact with Europeans, partially shielding them from Atlantic slaving. Although many of the more safeless peoples here were raided by the Hausa Fulani and Kanuri further north and taken to Gold Coast markets after the 1640s. This intensified from the 1780s to the 1860s due to Sokoto expansion and access to ports around the Bight of Benin, with the records in Haiti, Bahia, Brazil, Trinidad, and Cuba showing that individuals from the Middle Belt graced these lands. You should follow and like.